Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Martial Universe Season 9 Part 31 based on novel. So let's start. A couple of figures flew at low altitude outside Sky Merchant City. They did not move quickly, but they moved in complete silence. Even the flow of air where they passed had been scattered. It was as though they were ghosts. The path that they took was extremely remote. Hence, there was still no one who was able to discover these few figures quietly leaving the city, despite Sky Merchant City's currently incomparably chaotic state. The figures pushed off the empty air with their toes, and rushed forward once again. Enormous black robes covered their bodies. As the wind blew over, it lifted a corner of the leading figure's black robe. That handsome face belonged to Siyang from the demonic wind cave. Junior Cave Chief, Protector Liu and the others had been entangled by someone, a person softly stated behind Siyang. I? Siyang nodded slightly. A dark expression flashed across his eyes, as he looked back, and spoke in a sinister voice, "These people actually dare to target my demonic wind cave. We will ignore them for now. There will naturally be someone to receive us once we leave Sky Merchant region. We will no longer need to worry then." Understood. A couple of people behind nodded and replied upon hearing this. "Ha ha, Brother Siyang, this method of yours to deceive everyone is not bad, but I'm afraid that it is not as effective as you think." However, a laughter was suddenly transmitted over from the top of a mountain to their front after those words sounded. The few figures, which were rushing forward, suddenly froze at this moment. Siyang's expression was dark as he lifted his head. His dark and cold eyes looked at the white-clothed figure on the mountain, and laughed coldly. "Zhu Gan, you were actually able to follow me. Since you have your brilliant plan, I will naturally have my own tricks too." Zhu Gan smiled towards Siyang and said, "You may be able to track me, but you have arrogantly come alone. Could it be that you think that you will be able to snatch the item in my hands with just you alone?" Siyang stated coldly. "I am naturally not alone." Zhu Gan laughed. Immediately, his eyes looked towards the forest in the north as he said, "Brother Chen Ying, since you are here, why don't you also reveal yourself? I am really unable to hide from Brother Zhu." A loud laughter was emitted from the forest after Zhu Gan's voice sounded. Subsequently, a couple of figures swept out. Their leader was Chen Ying from the illusionary demon sect. Siyang's eyes were a little gloomy as he gazed at Chen Ying, who had appeared. He spoke with a cold smile, "Since when did the illusionary demon sect and the universe cave end up being together? I only have one silver tower here. Even if you snatch it away, who will it end up belonging to? Brother Siyang, there is no need to try and stir conflict between the both of us. No matter what, we will first take the silver tower from your hands, before deciding on how to split it." Zhu Gan smilingly said. "Take it away? Aren't you being a little optimistic?" Siyang spoke in a sinister voice. "Ha ha, the experts from your demonic wind cave have basically been completely pinned down at this moment. I'm afraid that you will not be able to rely on these people at your side." Chen Ying smilingly said. "Is that so? In that case, why don't you come and give it a try?" A strange expression flashed across Siyang's eyes as he said. Chen Ying and Zhu Gan narrowed their eyes, and exchanged glances with each other. Both of them were quiet for a moment, before they suddenly rushed forward. Majestic yuan power swept out, and directly transformed into two formidable streams that swept towards Siyang. However, Siyang merely laughed coldly in the face of the combined attacks from the two. He did not show even the slightest signs of stopping the attacks. Just as the attacks were about to reach his head, a human figure that was completely wrapped in black robes suddenly slowly walked forward from behind him. A shriveled hand reached out. Black light lingered at his fingertips while he swiped with his hand. Crack! The withered and skinny hand powerfully grabbed the two yuan power streams that had arrived. Finally, it was clenched violently, and actually forcibly shattered the yuan power streams. Bang! That human figure waved his sleeve after grabbing the yuan power pillars and causing them to explode. A circular black light ripple was emitted. It swept towards Zhu Gan duo with lightning-like speed. Death Chi? A profound death stage expert? This sudden and unexpected turn of events immediately caused the Zhu Gan duo's expressions to be altered slightly. Their toes pushed off the empty air, as they pulled back explosively. Powerful martial arts were immediately unleashed and ruthlessly blasted onto the black light wave that rippled towards them. Bang bang! Black light rippled past, and the powerful martial arts that those two had unleashed crumbled an inch at a time. Fortunately, they had already withdrew from the range of the attack. In the end, they landed onto a huge tree in a somewhat miserable manner. Their expressions were grave as they looked at the black figure. "May I know which elder of the demonic wind cave you are?" Zhu Gan asked in a deep voice. "You young fellows always like to play silly games. Since this silver tower has been obtained by my demonic wind cave using proper means, all of you should stop making trouble." The black figure slowly lifted his head, revealing an elderly face. There was a black scorpion tattoo on his face, giving him an extremely strange appearance. Old Demon Mosia. Zhu Gan's expression changed when he saw the black scorpion tattoo on the old man's face. His voice became a little hoarse as he said, "It is unexpected that even Elder Mosia is willing to come out. Moreover, you actually hid behind Siyang." Zhu Gan had heard of this elder. The latter was a genuine initial profound death stage expert. Moreover, he was also an elder of the demonic wind cave. Normally, an expert who had reached this realm would mostly shut themselves away and cultivate, and would seldom move about. However, the demonic wind cave had actually dispatched this person this time around. Chen Ying also frowned tightly. This Mosia was a profound death stage expert, and his strength far surpassed their own. They would not be fighting on the same level should they clash. Moreover, the experts whom they had currently brought were all blocking the other demonic wind cave experts. It was obvious that they would not be able to quickly hurry over. "Two little children, this old man will put this matter aside on account of the universe cave and the illusionary demon sect. You may still survive if you withdraw now. Since the both of you know me, I believe that you should also be aware of my methods." Old Demon Mosia parted his mouth and laughed. His dark yellow teeth gave off a chilling aura. Zhu Gan and Chen Ying frowned. They exchanged glances with each other, and saw some unwillingness and helplessness in the other party's eyes. They were aware that this old demon was not a kind person. If it was not because he was wary of the factions behind them, he would have already attacked and killed them. "Let's go." The Zhu Gan duo were decisive. Since it was pointless to remain any longer, they ceased any useless actions. They immediately waved their hands, and led their people to quickly withdraw. Siyang looked at Zhu Gan and the rest, who had been frightened off. Only then did he sigh in relief and laugh. "It is all thanks to Elder Xie. My mission is to escort the Silver Tower back. Naturally, nothing must go wrong." Old Demon Mosia waved his hand and replied indifferently. "In that case, let us continue," Siyang hurriedly said. Fortunately, they had hit Old Demon Mosia this time around. Otherwise, if the others were to come prepared, they would be held back even if they did not fear the other party. "Wait." Old Demon Mosia shook his head and said. "What is it?" Siyang spoke in a startled voice. "Our tale has yet to be cleared." Old Demon Mosia's mouth parted into a grin. However, there was an fiendish aura in his grin. "There is still someone?" Siyang was startled. His cautious eyes hurriedly swept around him, but he was actually unable to discover the hidden person. He is also someone whom you are familiar with." Old Demon Mosia laughed. Immediately, his dark and cold eyes swept over the forest behind him as he spoke in a faint voice. "Young fellow, how long more are you going to remain hidden?" His words faded, but there was still no movement. That entire forest was completely silent. Hiding in front of this old man. "You really overestimate yourself." Old Demon Mosia laughed coldly. Immediately, he pressed his finger on the empty space. A ripple that contained death chi shot out and directly rushed into a certain patch of forest. Following the spreading of the death chi, the originally lush green patch of forest began to quickly wither. Bang! A giant tree suddenly exploded, and tiny wood fragments filled the sky. Two figures also appeared in the air. Their expressions were somewhat grave, as they looked at old demon Mosia in the distance. Lindong? Siyang gazed at the two individuals who had been forced to reveal themselves. His eyes became dark and cold, as a savage smile surfaced from the corners of his mouth. Brat, instead of choosing the path that will keep you alive, you insist on barging into hell. Elder you must not allow this brat to escape. Old demon Mosia watched the Lindong duo with indifferent eyes. Soon after, he nodded slowly. His raspy voice was filled with murderous intent. Since Junior Cave Chief has spoken, this old man will take both of their lives. Lindong's expression was grave as he looked at old demon Mosia from the air. His lips pursed slightly. The appearance of the latter had somewhat exceeded his expectations. He had never imagined that there would actually be a true top expert who had stepped into the profound death stage at Siyang's side. The strength of this old demon Mosia was clearly even greater than the nefarious bone old man. This is a little troublesome, Lindong frowned. With this, the development of the situation was clearly not as smooth as he had imagined. Lindong, why? You seem to be extremely surprised, right? Siyang saw the slight change in Lindong's expression, and involuntarily let out a cold laugh. He spoke in a sinister voice, I have already warned you that there are some people whom you cannot afford to offend. Now, you will have to pay the price for your foolishness. It is a little too early for you to celebrate. Lindong looked at Siyang, whose mood seemed to have soared in an instant, and could not help but sneer in response. Do you think that you will be able to escape today? Siyang mocked. Who says that I am going to escape? Lindong smiled in a strange fashion. Soon after, he stared at old demon Mosia as he laughed. Aren't you very curious to know how I beat up the nefarious bone old man to such a state? I will give you an answer now. Lindong waved his sleeve after his voice sounded. A scarlet-red glow shot out from his sleeve, and transformed into a large crimson cauldron that was suspended itself in the air. Wave after wave of shocking ripples continued to sweep out from within the burning sky cauldron. Pure Yuan treasure. Old demon Mosia gazed at the burning sky cauldron, as the expression in his eyes fluctuated a little. Soon after, he let out a strange laughter. It is unexpected that you are actually in possession of such a treasure. The eyes of this old demon Mosia were extremely sharp. He instantly saw that this burning sky cauldron of Lindong seemed to be of the high-grade level. A pure Yuan treasure of this grade could be considered a top-tier treasure even in the demonic wind cave. It was indeed a little believable that Lindong had managed to use this thing to catch the nefarious bone old man off guard. However, this kind of treasure is not something that a brat like you can control. You should leave it in this elder's care. Old demon Mosia laughed strangely. His voice was dripping with greed. A high-grade pure Yuan treasure was something that even he did not possess. If he was able to snatch this burning sky cauldron today, it was likely that he would not need to have much to fear even when encountering a top expert at the perfect profound death stage. You should show me your ability if you wish to snatch my possession. Lindong's mouth parted, and smiled strangely towards old demon Mosia. After which, he turned his head and spoke towards Lingshan beside him, I will deal with this old ghost. The rest will be left to you. What do you say? No problem. Lingshan nodded in excitement. Currently, she had already recovered her strength, and had reached the perfect profound life stage. That Siyang was merely at the peak of the advanced profound life stage. It was extremely difficult for him to pose much of a threat towards her. Lindong chuckled upon seeing this. His eyes suddenly turned ice-cold after turning his head. The seals formed by his hands changed, and a scarlet red light pillar immediately erupted from the burning sky cauldron and covered old demon Mosia. This elderly self will not be as arrogant as that nefarious bone old man. However, old demon Mosia's body moved in a ghost-like fashion after seeing the light pillar shot over, and avoided it. He was a cautious and paranoid person. Since he knew that the nefarious bone old man had been wounded by the burning sky cauldron, it was only natural that he would not easily allow Lindong to suck him in. Whether or not you enter will not be up to you. However, Lindong merely laughed coldly as he looked at old demon Mosia, whose body drifted in a ghost-like fashion. If this was before the Burning Sky Cauldron had the 8 burning sky gates, he might perhaps be unable to forcefully suck this old demon Mosia into the Burning Sky Cauldron. However, it was a completely different now. Bang! Lindong's hand seals changed at lightning speed. The Burning Sky Cauldron immediately shook and actually vanished into nothingness. As his body rapidly pulled back, old demon Mosia's expression changed. However, before he could react, a shadow suddenly descended from the sky at an indescribable speed. Scarlet red light flashed and swallowed him in a single movement like a mouth of a strange beast. Lingshan attacked quickly and snatched the silver tower. Lindong immediately cried out in a stern voice when he saw old demon Mosia swallowed into the Burning Sky Cauldron. His body moved and immediately rushed into it. This brat! Siyang gazed at the Burning Sky Cauldron which had swallowed old demon Mosia, as his expression changed a little. However, he quickly laughed coldly. You overestimate yourself. Do you think that you can trap Elder Mosia by simply relying on a Pu Yuan treasure? He is a genuine profound death stage expert, and is many times stronger than the nefarious bone old man. Hey, are you going to hand over the silver tower, or do I have to do it? Lingshan's small and petite body drifted in front of Siyang. Her smiling appearance was extremely cute. You foolish little thing. Do you really think I am someone who would go easy on a girl? Kill her. Siyang's eyes were dark and cold. He was already extremely angry at Lingshan since back then at the auction ground. It was only natural that he was filled with hatred now that they had met. Understood. A couple of people behind him immediately cried out after hearing his command. Mighty Yuan power erupted. The sharp longswords in their hands drew a sharp axe, before ruthlessly attacking Lingshan. Lingshan frowned a little upon seeing this. After which, she clenched her tiny hand tightly and threw a punch forward. Rumble. Yuan power appeared to have turned into a large wave in front of her as the punch was thrown. Blue light surged and a huge whale appeared. It was accompanied by a vast and mighty force, as it ruthlessly struck the attackers. Bang bang. The enormous whale ferociously collided into the attacks of those few individuals. After which, their attacks immediately fell apart. The longswords wrapped in Yuan power in their hands also crumbled to pieces an inch at a time. A tremendous force struck, causing the chests of those individuals to cave in. Several mouthfuls of fresh blood were spat out wildly, and their body were pushed along the ground, creating long scars. Siyang had an ugly expression as he watched his subordinates being sent flying with one punch from Lingshan. Astonishment gradually surged in his eyes. It is your turn. Lingshan smilingly looked at Siyang and said, Underworld King's sky-shattering technique. Siyang's expression was grim. He quickly stepped forward. Immediately, monstrous dark chi swept out from within his body. There was an evil aura vaguely present. It appeared to have transformed into an enormous illusionary figure behind him, as a powerful pressure unfurled. You do have some ability. Lingshan's large eyes contained some surprise, as she looked at Siyang. With a laugh, both of her hands hugged the air, and a life-death coffin cover, which was twice her size, appeared in a flash. Immediately, her toes pushed off the empty space, and her petite body drew past the air. The life-death coffin cover in her hand emitted layers of black light, as it ruthlessly swatted at Siyang. Within the Burning Sky Cauldron, old demon Mosia's expression was slightly gloomy as he watched Lindong floating in the air in front of him. His eyes swept over the space within the cauldron, as he laughed in a strange manner. I must say that you do possess some skills. However, what can you do to me even if you manage to get me into this cauldron? I have my own means to finish you off. Lindong grinned and said. Is that so? The eyes of old demon Mosia turned chilly. He took a step forward, and his body strangely disappeared. In the next instant, he appeared beside Lindong. After which, a sharp claw with black light circling around it grabbed at Lindong's back. A black corpse flashed and appeared in a ghost-like fashion just as the attack was about to land on Lindong's body. It did not appear to do anything. All it did was simply stand behind Lindong like a meat shield that forcefully received that strike. Bang! Old Demon Mosia's attack heavily landed on the sky-devouring corpse. However, there was not much of an effect. A low and deep muffled sound appeared, and the sky-devouring corpse jerked slightly, as that ripple with a death chi completely vanished. What? A stunned expression flashed across the elderly face of Old Demon Mosia, after seeing that his attack was unable to do even the slightest damage to the sky-devouring corpse. I might be difficult to last even a couple of exchanges against you in a direct fight. However, you will not be able to even touch my body in this place. Lindong floated backwards as he gave Old Demon Mosia a strange grin. Immediately, his hand seals changed. Fluctuations suddenly appeared in the sky. Soon after, 8 enormous scarlet-red gates emerged in the air. Bang bang! The energy within the burning sky cauldron quickly became violent after these 8 gates appeared. It seemed as if flames were sweeping across the sky. Old Demon Mosia lifted his head to look at the 8 scarlet-red gates that had appeared in the sky. His face finally became extremely grave and frightened after sensing the frightening ripples from them. Originally, this was planned to be enjoyed by the nefarious Bone Old Man. However, since you have come first, I will let you have a taste of it. Lindong grinned at Old Demon Mosia. His eyes quickly became solemn, as a low cry resounded. 8-level burning sky formation, moving sky gates. 8 enormous scarlet-red gates floated in the sky. Wave after wave of extremely terrifying ripples swept out like floodwaters. The entire domain within the cauldron seemed to riot at this moment. This brat is actually able to unleash such a shocking attack. Old Demon Mosia looked at 8 scarlet-red gates in the sky in bewilderment. He really had some difficulty believing that Lindong, who merely had the strength of the initial profound life stage, would be able to use an attack that caused even his heart to pound in fear. He must not be allowed to complete this formation. Old Demon Mosia's eyes were extremely sharp. He knew that Lindong was no match for him in a head-on confrontation. However, if Lindong was allowed to fully use the power of this burning sky cauldron, it would indeed be something that even Old Demon Mosia did not dare to underestimate. Moreover, if he wanted to block such attacks, he must destroy this formation. Old Demon Mosia's body rushed out in a ghost-like fashion while this thought flashed across his mind. However, his body had barely moved, when a black figure quickly followed as if it was his shadow. A formidable force directly targeted the fatal spots on Old Demon Mosia's body. Bang bang! Old Demon Mosia turned around and threw a couple of palm strikes in response to the sky-devouring corpse's offensive. Each of his palm strikes contained extremely strong yuan power. Even a perfect profound life stage expert would not dare to receive them head-on. Yet, this sky-devouring corpse was completely without fear. Black light flickered over its body, as it directly received all of Old Demon Mosia's attacks. Each time its body jerked back from an attack, it once again pounced forward in a fearless manner. This caused Old Demon Mosia to be unable to manage. Damn it! Old Demon Mosia dodged the attacks of the sky-devouring corpse. His old face appeared a little ugly. The attacks from the sky-devouring corpse were not too deadly. However, the strange thing was that his attacks would disappear each time they landed on its body. It stuck to him like sticky gum, causing him to be unable to free himself to attack Lindong. Lindong stood in the air. His eyes were indifferent as he watched the sky-devouring corpse continuously pestering Old Demon Mosia, while quietly sighed in relief within his heart. The appearance of Old Demon Mosia this time around had messed up some of his plans. However, it was fortunate that he had obtained the sky-devouring corpse. Otherwise, if he was to simply rely on his own strength, that Old Demon Mosia would definitely not provide him with sufficient time to prepare the formation. Rumble. 8 scarlet-red gates slowly rotated under Lindong's control. Scarlet-red light suddenly shot out from the gates. These lights intersected with each other, and formed an extremely huge fire formation. Distortions appeared in the surrounding space the moment this fire formation was formed. Such heat seemed as though it was able to burn the world. Bang! As wave after wave of shocking fire ripples swept out, one could see a 10,000 feet large volcano vaguely taking shape at the middle of the formation. Vast and mighty yuan power whistled out from within Lindong's body, after which it completely poured into the large array. Normally, Lindong would not be able to form such a huge volcano even with all of his strength. Fortunately, he was barely able to do so by borrowing the power of the burning sky cauldron. This was also the reason why Lindong needed to suck powerful opponents into the burning sky cauldron each time he fought. His strength had yet to reach the frightening level of Old Man Fen Tian, who could directly summon the formation in the outside world to suppress and seal his opponents. The current Lindong still required the power of the burning sky cauldron. Bastard! Old Demon Mosia had also felt the increasingly wild and violent fluctuations in the sky, and panic finally surfaced on his face at this moment. He could sense that the energy gathered by the formation had reached a level that could injure him. Bang bang bang. However, Lindong had clearly strengthened his orders to the sky-devouring corpse. Immediately, the latter pounced crazily, completely giving up on its defense. Its formidable attacks continuously targeted the fatal spots all around Old Demon Mosia's body, as it went all out to stop the latter. The 10,000 feet volcano in the formation grew increasingly large while Old Demon Mosia was delayed. Flames churned over it, and magma slowly began to flow downwards. Lindong's eyes were feverish as he watched the volcano form. Although his complexion was pale, excitement filled his eyes. The might of the burning sky gates had far surpassed his expectations. It's almost done. Lindong inhaled a deep breath of air while watching the somewhat unstable formation that was brewing the volcano. A thought passed through his head, and he suddenly spat out a mouthful of essence blood. This essence blood split into 8 and shot into the 8 burning sky gates. Boom! Those 8 burning sky gates trembled intensely after receiving Lindong's essence blood. Soon after, scarlet red light shot out from the gates. Finally, it poured downwards from all directions and completely covered an area of 100,000 feet below. The middle of that area was where the sky-devouring corpse was battling Old Demon Mosia. Old Demon Mosia's expression became exceptionally ugly the moment this entire place was locked onto. Lindong's seals changed before Old Demon Mosia could let out a stern cry, and the 10,000 feet volcano within the formation suddenly descended from the sky. It was accompanied by an annihilation-like fluctuation, as it ruthlessly slammed down onto Old Demon Mosia. Bang bang bang. The volcano fell, and the air in the entire area seemed to have exploded from the pressure. Deafening explosions continuously sounded like firecrackers. The sky-devouring corpse below had also withdrawn under Lindong's control. Old Demon Mosia wanted to take the opportunity to escape from the range of the attack. However, the scarlet red light all around him had sealed off his retreat paths. At this moment, there was already nowhere for him to escape. I do not believe that I will end up being defeated at the hands of a youngster like you today. Demon Scorpion eroding sky? Old Demon Mosia roared furiously, as monstrous grey foul chi swept out from within his body. After which, it gathered and transformed into a 10,000 feet large demon scorpion. The demon scorpion cried towards the sky after being formed. Monstrous foul chi surged and whistled out from its huge claws, tearing apart the air, before finally colliding heavily against the volcano. The entire place seemed to have collapsed the moment the collision occurred. A frightening energy fluctuation raged, and the ground below completely collapsed. Lindong also pulled backwards. 8 scarlet red gates floated around him, and blocked the frightening energy shockwave. Flames swept across the sky, while the enormous demon scorpion emitted a miserable roar. Soon after, its huge body began to explode, as it was very quickly completely crushed by the volcano, while the foul chi was completely vaporized by the high temperature. Old Demon Mosia's face turned pale after that giant demon scorpion was being crushed by the volcano, and a mouthful of blood was quickly spat out, while his aura also rapidly weakened. Clearly, he had suffered a serious injury. Lindong's thoughts changed after seeing this, as the sky-devouring corpse once again rushed forward. 8 scarlet red gates quickly floated upwards. He clearly intended to finish off his opponent when he was down. Brat, you better remember this. I swear to take revenge. Old demon Mosia's expression changed upon seeing this. With a piercing cry, he spat out a mouthful of essence blood onto his palm. Black chi surged and tore open a crack in the space in front of him, while his body moved and fled into it. Lindong watched old demon Mosia flee from the burning sky cauldron, as a muffled groan emerged from his throat. Blood seeped out from the corner of his mouth, and he quickly extended his hand and wiped it away. Excitement covered his somewhat pale face. The might of this 8 burning sky gates was so terrifying. Even a pinnacle profound death stage expert had been forced to withdraw. This video will end here.